There we go. Hello! Alright. Stretches. I'm gonna do most of these just to one side since I'm just demonstrating them, but like, obviously do them to both sides. You know this. I think a really good one, well, I mean, like stretch after your war, like after you've gone on your walks, and so like your muscles are warm and that. A really good one to start with, to just like loosen everything up, is just like your basic forward stretch. I usually do it feet about hips width apart. If you vary the width of your feet, it'll vary where in your hips and your legs you feel the stretch, so that's something to play with. At this point, I wouldn't like grab and like really try to force it, just kind of like let your body weight hang. I like to rock side to side. It feels really good. Also, if you want to stretch your shoulders out in this position, do this and just kind of hang out here. So yeah, this is a good one. It feels really good. Another good one is to stretch out like quads and front of hips, which is actually like, this is more important for getting splits than a lot of people realize. Get opposite hand, foot, ankle, this classic runner stretch. Focus on really trying to lengthen here as opposed to like that. So try to lengthen through there. Other side. Let's see. A good one for the hamstring is, so kneeling position, just leg out straight and straight bend over. You can kind of play with it a little bit, do all this. And you can also, another good one for here is just kind of go into whatever this position is called and put your front foot out a little bit past 90 and focus on keeping this like open up this way as much as possible and kind of like rock your hips forward. Depending on how tight you are through here, some people don't feel it at all if they're like really loose through here. I'm really tight through here, so like I feel this all through here. And you can kind of just like sit in this position a little bit. Looks weird, feels great. Let's see what other ones. Classic, just forward bend. You want to think, let's go forward a little bit. Think about keeping your lower back as straight as possible when you bend. So you're really bending from your hips as opposed to bending over this way. This, you will feel it more in your back. This is, if you want to stretch like your back and shoulders, doing that is actually great. But if you want to focus more on like hamstrings and hips, try to keep as flat as you can when you go over. Grabbing toes. If you are able to comfortably reach your toes, you can do, I'll demonstrate with this leg. So like grab your toes and gently just try to like pull your heel off the ground. So you're keeping the rest of your leg on the ground and try to like relax your leg while you're doing it, like don't tense it, but just if you're able to comfortably get to this position, doing this, it just really stretches out like the entire back of your leg and like the back of your knee. Which if your knees hyperextend, then your legs already do that, so don't worry about it. But if your knees don't hyperextend, that's a nice stretch. I feel like there's another one in this position that I was going to do. I'll let you know if I think of it. Let me think of what order I want to do this. Some really good hip stretches are either just go into basically cross-legged, but just don't actually cross, just flat. And then bending forward and like going side to side over your knees. You'll feel that in like back of your hips and glutes, and you know, do the other way too. A kind of slightly different, but also kind of like more advanced version of that is to entirely cross your legs. So you stack your knees and your feet are out like totally flat this way and fold over this way. But if you can't comfortably get to this position, don't do this, because if you try to force it, you can like make your knees angry. Yeah, if you can't do the full cross, this one going side to side is good. If you are able to get into this position, oh, I can't fit. Tiny living room problems. This is called something in yoga. I think of it as like the splits, but just with your front leg bent under. Getting here and then thinking about like squaring your hips as much as possible. Once again, this is a stretch for here, which is more important for your splits than most people realize. You can also, if you can get here and like rock over to the side, and you feel a really good stretch along the back of your hips and glutes. For here, you can also, if you're able to, do a twist with it. Yeah, so that's a good one. And yeah, well, and then there's also just for like center splits, going into a side straddle. Oh, both my hips just made noises. Pretend like I'm warm right now. And flat, side to side. And one I really like is getting into a straddle that's like not as far as you can go, somewhere where it's like you're stretching, but it's not like pushing it too hard, and just like flop side to side. It looks weird, but if you just kind of let your body just like go side to side, it just kind of alternates like which hip is like stretching, and it feels great. And you can also in the straddle go do a like arc. There you go. It's the closest word to what I want. So you go over one leg and then just kind of swoop your body around over the other one and do that. That's a great way to kind of just like ooze into the position. Like if I do this for a little bit, I can like get my splits a lot farther. I think that's a basic repertoire of like leg stretches. I hope that makes some semblance of sense. Hope you're doing well in Dallas. Yeah, totally. I'll let you know if I think of other good ones. Totally feel free to ping me if that made no sense at all. I hope it made sense.